the best original trilogy starship?
Well, now, David, you have done a great job of hosting the episode, so you can decide. Do you want to go first? Do you want to go last? Who do you want to go first?
I'll go in the middle. That way I'm forgettable since I'm not very good at this segment.
I'll be gutsy as last week's winner with my DC-17 blaster pistol.
Yeah, you're going to bring about that.
You're going to start,
Which
Jesse?
also, I'm a
I'll
little
kick us
annoyed.
off.
I'm a
I'll
little
start
annoyed,
the
though,
timer.
because someone told me that I picked the blaster cannon that was made popular by the clones, and someone told me that shouldn't count because it's a blaster cannon. And I'm like, well, why? The argument was it's not a blaster. It has blaster in the not. How does that work against? How does it? But no, you got the overwhelming love. Go ahead. Go start.
Cool. Jesse, go.
All right, well, I went with the TIE Interceptor.
That's a good pick. Dang it, that's a good pick.
It is a good pick. The reasoning for it, and yes, in the movies, we only see it in Return of the Jedi, but as we know from other different points, it's featured in Rebels. You do see it quite a bit throughout, in the books and everything. It's mentioned. This was a very fast starfighter. It had 4 laser cannons on each point of its solar panel, the points on the solar panel wings. And only the elitist of pilots were given a TIE Interceptor. So, you got the grunts in the regular TIE fighters. Okay, the guys in the TIE Interceptors, these were like Imperial aces, the best of the best. These things were designed to run down Rebel fighters. They were super fast. Granted, some downsides, no hyperdrive, no shields, but I think overall a lot of firepower, a lot of definitely for a skilled pilot, you can do some damage.
All right, so it sounds like that's his argument right there. And do you want to go into retort, or do you want to just go ahead and do your ship pick, and then
I can do that either
all right,
way.
so let's go ahead and you give yours, and then I'll give mine, and then we'll tear each other apart.
Okay. So cool. So I really, really wanted to pick the cloud car for this segment.
You're such a fool. That's such a terrible idea.
And I couldn't think of any good reason why I should do that besides the fact that I thought it'd be kind of fun. So instead, I picked the Carillion YT-1300 light freighter, better known as the Millennium Falcon. Is the one that we see, of course, on screen. So this ship is iconic. It might be arguably the best iconic starfighter in all of sci-fi. People who aren't even part of the franchise really know what this ship looks like. It's made to transport goods, but it also has a livability factor that we don't see on most of our starfighters. It's big enough that you can train a Jedi, you can play board games, and it's even got this lovely little scanner sensor-proof smuggling compartment just in case you need to hide something. At least 4 bodies, which is bigger than my trunk space. Additionally, it's the fastest ship that we see in the galaxy. It's able to outrun Star Destroyers on its own. Also, there's some modifications to the Millennium Falcon, and it can do the Kessel Run pretty damn quick. It's nearly twice as fast as most other ships that we see in the galaxy, which is pretty cool. And the ship is so renowned that, according to some guy I've never heard of in the legends, Ralcius Paldora, after the Battle of Endor, the ship is so renowned that 22 out of every 300 stormtroopers know this ship by name. Let's be honest, the ship did help destroy one Death Star, and it did kind of shoot the killing blow that blew up a second Death Star that was 4 times as big as the first, and therefore 4 times as impressive. So, I went with the Carillion YT-1300, a light freighter.
David, if David doesn't win this, I'm already calling BS, because that was honestly, you took a ship that we should have taken off the table at the very beginning of this conversation.
Yep.
We should not have allowed you to do that. And then you actually delivered a legitimate argument for it, so congratulations.
Yeah, eat that.
I'm going to go ahead and say the Executor Starfighter. I have always loved this ship since the very first time I saw Empire Strikes Back. This thing comes in at 19,000 meters long. 5,000 turbo blasters are on the surface of this thing. And what I love about it so much, it has the surface. What are you laughing so much about this?
I just hope you're ready for the ripping I'm going to give you.
Are you just... You're going to give me one rip and what? Just because maybe we don't have a rear view mirror that allows us to see a Millennium Falcon hang out in the back? The truth of the matter is, your ship and your ship, well, maybe not your ship, but your ship for sure I can destroy the shit out of with this destroyer.
Yeah.
And so let me start that over because I just swore. God damn it. All right. Motherfucker. All right, so I picked the Executor class Star Destroyer, and Jesse's having a real good time already because he knows how he's going to beat me with it. Because the Millennium Falcon can hang out in the back of the command center. I don't care. Okay, 19,000
That
meters
actually
long.
wasn't on my list.
No, that's okay. I'm giving you fodder.
Well, it's now on my list.
But
on
I still insist that 5,000 turbo blasters on this thing. I got all these TIE fighters that live inside my ship. I've got Vader that can command it. I know that I'm going to lose this already, so I guess size doesn't really matter when it comes to starships in the galaxy. I really thought. See, this is what's wrong. I'm taking my 2 minutes to say I shouldn't have let you had the Millennium Falcon because you just get to trump me. So I'm done. This has not been my week. I'm sorry.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
You've
go
got
ahead.
30 more seconds.
No,
David,
I
if
don't
you'd like
care
to
at this
just
point.
Sit here for a moment.
I picked the wrong ship.
You want me to rip him first?
I don't have a whole lot to rip them on. So
Okay, so I'm gonna totally rip you apart on this.
You know, you keep saying how you're going to rip me, but you might as well just rip me, honestly.
Okay, so I wasn't gonna mention the Falcon parking on the side of the back side of the bridge, but there's that. Number 2,
A plot hole.
this ship, was taken down by a single A-wing straight through the bridge, and then it was crashed.
Well, that was after its shields were destroyed, so don't act like they're. So that's kind of BS. You got to keep in mind that the shields were taken down. So any direct blow would take any ship
So
down.
anyway, the shields get knocked out
Your point doesn't
relatively
count.
easily.
Your point doesn't count anymore. We just
then the
disproved your
A-wing,
point.
kamikazes through it, and then
you
it
still-
crashes into the second Death Star.
Your point got disqualified. I need a new point because I just disqualified
And I also think you tend to choose things that are really large, and I think you might be trying to compensate.
a big gun, a big
Yeah, we've
ship.
had the Z6 blaster cannon, a very large blaster cannon. Now we have one of the
Jesse,
largest starships.
you're not supposed to be attacking my character, and keep your back. Don't turn your back to the viewer, please.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry, viewers.
Glad you have appropriate conduct. Let's go to David now because he actually knows how to face and address a camera.
I just think my ship's better than yours.
If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. You can watch other videos just like this one right now by checking out these videos on your screen. And by the way, thanks for checking out Beyond the Blast Doors.